Now, the Southern Africa Telecommunication Networks and Applications Conference is an annual event hosted under the auspices of Telkom, and it attracts in excess of 400 delegates. Now, this prestigious event has become the continent's leading ICT conference where industry, academia and operators publish on matters concerning progress achieved in applied research in the information and communications technology sector, as well as where industry leaders share their views on the latest trends and developments. But for more on this, we cross live now to colleague Nompu Siziba, who's attending the SATNAC conference at the Skukuza Safari Lodge in Skukuza. Nompu, good morning. And of course, again, very important, especially at a time where so much is happening.
Southern Africa Telecommunication Network and Appliances Conference, a bit of a mouthful, but also known as SATNAC. We're here at the Kruger National Park, very picturesque, very nice venue, to discuss serious issues around, of course, industry leaders in the ICT space, looking at cutting-edge trends that are taking place in the sector, and also academic students, undergraduate and postgraduate students being encouraged to submit works that seeks to find solutions to current day problems, and of course their work would be technological in nature. Today's theme, or this year's theme, is AI-driven hyperconnectivity, co-sharing value. And to join me and tell us more about what we can expect from the conference, I'm joined by Serame Taukobong. He's the CEO, the Group CEO of Telkom. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. We were with you last year. AI was still very much your theme. What can we expect from today's conference?
Good morning and thank you. I think we'll see pretty much the same, but more. Because if you look at AI being a common theme and an ongoing theme, I think the interest that we've seen, and particularly the theme of this year, the hyperconnectivity part of how it's just not about the technology, but the human element and the human touch. And most importantly, if you look at past Saturday, we celebrated International Teachers' Day. The importance of AI in education and how it can enhance particularly the domestic and the roots, the beginning roots of education in South Africa, and really enhancing our economic value as a whole. So I think the merger of academia, industry, in this hyperconnectivity and how we can create value for a better South Africa is more important for us here.
How quickly do you foresee, these AI technologies and other technologies being adopted in the South African context far and wide to help our economic situation and those who've been previously marginalized?
I think for us it's not how quickly we foresee, but how quickly do we have to catch up. It is already happening. And I think the key thing for us and the message that we want to drive is how quickly can we ensure that South Africa is not left behind. And the big message that certainly we want to drive as Telkom is how quickly can we get the biggest part of South Africa, the population that's been left out, and how quickly can we make sure that we stay ahead of the curve, not behind the curve, because the curve is moving very fast. So I think the challenge for us is not how quickly do we foresee, is how quickly do we catch up and be ahead of the curve.
Indeed. And then, of course, you mentioned that this is an industry and academia sort of setup. You're encouraging undergraduates and postgraduates to submit work that seeks to use technological solutions to current day challenges. Just tell us about that and what you're hoping will come out of it. And historically as well, when you've had these sort of things, have these pieces of work actually translated into material impact for research and development?
Absolutely. This year is the 26th year of SATNAC, a unique concept of where academia and industry get together. A lot of the innovation that's come out of these projects has actually resulted into not just concepts and ideas. A lot of the students have been absorbed into Telkom and other industries, and a lot of the projects have now become reality.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ndate Serame, for joining us there. That was Serame Taukobong. He's the Group CEO of Telkom. I'm shedding a tear because it's just so hot here. If you see me crying, it's just because of the weather. But of course, we're going to be covering this conference for much of the day. We'll be speaking to other players. But Serame was just really giving us a context as to what we can expect and how critical this is for solving some of society's problems. It's back to you in studio.
Well, thanks so much, Nompu. That's a new one, crying because of the heat. Well, yeah, it hasn't reached Joburg as yet, so long may what we have last at the moment.